conferences will be made available online at big10.org/FCG and emailed to credentialed media. Postgame notes will be made available online at big10.org/FCG and emailed to credentialed media. Quickie quotes from the winning coaches on-field television interview and from select players from both teams in their auxiliary team interview rooms will be available at big10.org/FCG. Purdue first and then Michigan. Coach and 2 players for Purdue.
Right, but I mean, they're bringing both teams.
Yeah.
Initially, they told me to go to the other room.
No, they'll both be here.
Locker room. Then they said the Colts locker room where the interview area over there. So
They'll both be here.
There's going to be an auxiliary interview room open while this for both teams. They have their own interview
But
rooms.
the coach and players will be,
that's all I needed.
from both teams.
That threw me because when they said to go to
Yeah.
the other room, I'm like, no, I didn't want to. I'll come to base, meet your players, and I'm in the right place, doesn't matter. I need a bill to tell me to do it.
Of course. Again, Purdue will be arriving first. Coach Brom and Aiden O'Connell and Charlie Jones. The Michigan will follow.
And the interview rooms, is that just a breakout later?
It's when they come up here, those auxiliary rooms will be open.
Oh, simultaneously.
Yeah.
So the coaches, the players here.
My anticipation will be that those auxiliary rooms will be continue to be open even after this is concluded.
Many players from
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Purdue is arriving in the interview area. All right, and again, we will take an opening statement from Coach, and then we will go to the coach and the student athletes for questions. So, Coach, go ahead.
Well, really proud of our football team. They've done a great job this year. They've battled through a lot like other teams do, but some ups and downs, and they continue to work hard and play hard, and they found a way to get a championship level game like we did today, which is tremendous. We had a great atmosphere. Our fans really turned out as well as Michigan's, and we hung in there. We had our chances. I thought we played hard. I thought we competed. Unfortunately, the other team came out in the second half and exposed their will on us a little bit and got after us, and we couldn't answer the bell. So credit to Michigan. It's a really good football team. They're well coached, but I'm really thankful for the effort our players gave. And once again, I'm really thankful for our fans. It was tremendous to see them out there. It really motivates our players to work hard, and even the ones that watch on TV. Our fans have been great all year.
Okay, if you will raise your hands, we will get a mic to you right here. And please address the question to the particular person.
Yeah, Aiden, Bob Kravitz with The Athletic in Indianapolis. First, my deepest condolences to you and your family. If you don't mind, what has the last week and a half been like for you leading up to this game?
Question for Aiden.
Yeah, it's been very difficult, as you'd imagine. When you first hear of news like that, it's shock and denial and just a lot of emotions. So last week was tough. Going into the IU game, it was, my head wasn't really there, if I'm honest, and the coaching staff was gracious enough to let me go home for a few days and spend some time with my family. I think that was much needed. So I felt a lot better this week than I did last week. But it's been a little crazy. It's going to be good to get some time to relax and spend some more time with my family, hopefully.
Questions, please. Right here.
Yeah, Jeff, just talk about the missed opportunities tonight, settling for I guess too many field goals and not being able to get in the end zone. What were some of the issues in the red zone and the inability of the offense to turn those field goals into touchdowns?
Question for Coach Brown.
Well, I think probably the main one is that's a really good football team. And once you get inside the 20, it's tough to run the ball in the first place on them. And then secondly, they tighten up the coverage, and they did a good job. We couldn't score touchdowns, and we tried. So they stopped us, and unfortunately, it for sure hurt us. Field goals aren't going to be good enough to win in those type of games. So those are things that you got to look at and just figure out what maybe we could have done different. But I'm going to have to give them a lot of credit. I mean, that's a good football team. We found a way to move the ball up and down the field a little bit. But they stiffened up once we got inside the 20, and they did a good job. So I give them a lot of credit.
Questions, please. Right here, Mike.
It's Coach Brown, Mike DeCourcy from the Sporting News. Could you sort of explain what it is that Michigan has or does that makes them a difficult team to play against?
Question for Coach.
Well, I think when you look at Michigan, they're very talented, so they have the players at all the positions, the size you want, the speed, the athleticism. You combine that with really good coaching where they're going to win with their running game and great defense and, try to force you into making turnovers. And, they didn't panic when the game was close in the third quarter. They came out and established their will and ran the ball right at us and created some big plays and extended the lead. So they're just a really talented football team. And, they played a lot of good football all year long. It's hard to go 13-0, and they did. So you got to give them a lot of credit. And, of course, now they got a chance to do something even more special.
Question, Bob, right here.
Charlie, you've known Aiden virtually your entire life. You know his family. What have you seen from him, the way he's handled all of this? played well against Indiana, played well today. What have you learned about him through a very difficult process?
Question for Charlie.
Yeah, I just think, it proves how tough he is. Obviously, it's super tough to get news like that, and with such a great family, and to see him come out last week and want to be there with the team and help the team do something special is just amazing. And then on top of that, to play the way that he did, it just really shows the leader that he is and how much he means to this team.
Questions, please. Raise your hand right here, Phil.
Philip B. Wilson, Associated Press. Charlie, the monster numbers for you. I'm wondering if you could speak to having kind of a fearlessness when you're going up against a big opponent like that, and the determination you showed, kind of embodying the Purdue engine, if you will.
Question for Charlie.
Yeah, I feel like that just comes with preparation and believing in the things that we do here and believing in the training that I've put in, this team has put in, just to be able to go out there in games like that and perform.
Questions, please, right back here, Mike.
Jeff, now that you've been through this experience of this week with this championship game, how much should this and can this fuel future potential success for this program?
Question for Coach Brom.
Well, it's great for our program to reach this point, the championship level game, and our fans to experience it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen again. Every year is new, and you've got to continue to find ways to improve the next team and go out and compete. Now, hopefully, some of your guys get the feeling of what it was like to play in this type of game, because it was awesome. It was awesome for our guys. They loved competing. They loved practicing this week. They wanted to come out here and try to put on a good show. So sometimes that motivates guys to want to work harder, and you hope that happens. We'll see what the future holds. I know our team is built on hard work and grinding to get better, and we're not scared to take on anybody, and we're able to take some hits in the chin and punches in the gut and get back up and keep competing. So I hope that our team knows that's what it takes to win. And then, on the side note, these two guys next to me, Aiden and Charlie, in my opinion, exemplify, what college football is all about. Both those guys started at the bottom, and they worked their way up, and look where they're at now. You got Aiden O'Connell, who put on a tremendous passing performance, and he has since he's gotten here, and just continues to work and get better, and is a great teammate and hangs in there and makes throws and competes to the end. And of course, Charlie was fearless, not only how he plays, but also taking chances, going from one school to the other just to go out and prove what exactly he can do. And he came here. He's been a great teammate. Our players love him. He competes every day. He's been injured quite a bit of the year and not able to practice as much as you like, but he comes out here and works. And they're just really great people that exemplify what a Boilermaker is, and we couldn't be prouder of both these young men.
For those of you arriving, just raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you right here, Bob.
Yeah, Jeff, basically the same question I asked Charlie. What you have learned about Aiden through the past 2 weeks or so?
Well, with myself, I knew what Aiden was all about. He's always had strong faith. He's always been a hard worker. He's always been able to figure out what was right and how to handle it. And of course, when something like that happens, we just want to be there for him. There's not a whole lot we can do other than just try to support him because it's tough. It's tough. No one wants to see that happen to anybody. But we knew what Aiden was all about, and I'm glad the whole country does now, because he's a terrific young man. He does everything right off the field. I can't think of anything bad to say whatsoever. He competes on the field. He's a great teammate, and I know he's got a bright future.
We're going to go over here, and then we'll come back over here.
Coach, you mentioned that you felt like field goals alone weren't going to be able to take care of it today. Any of those 5 opportunities in or around the red zone, did you ever think of going for 4th down to try to either convert or get a touchdown to light some fire and get some more points on the board?
Question for Coach Brom.
Yeah, we did. I think a lot of them were 3rd or 4th and longs, unfortunately, from like the 10 or the 12 or even farther. So those chances aren't very good. And then we looked at the points and trying to measure how many touchdowns or points we needed since. So, Yeah, we could take a lot of things back. I just think we couldn't convert down in there. They got up on us. They guarded us. They got pressure. You couldn't hold it too long. And we weren't really being real efficient running the ball in that area either. So it's just they did a good job. So unfortunately, I knew at some point it's going to cost us. And, of course, in the second half it cost us because they turned it on offense and really picked up the intensity on defense as well.
Right over here, Phil.
Yeah, Aiden, wondering your thoughts on how tough it was facing Michigan and what your thoughts will be when you walk out of here as far as the game goes.
Question for Aiden.
Yeah, obviously a very good team, as Coach said. Not only good scheme and coaching, but great athletes, and they recruit well, and obviously a storied program. So, they were tough to beat. We were going to have to play a near-perfect game to win, and, just touchdowns and turnovers is what football is about, and we turned the ball over and didn't score touchdowns. So it's hard to beat a team like that, but I'm proud of our guys. We did a great job of battling. Guys playing hurt, guys, playing backs against the wall, and just finding a way to make plays, and obviously it wasn't enough, but super proud of our team.
We're going to take a couple more for the student athletes, given the right here.
Aiden, Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. Just wondering how you felt at halftime and whether you felt that you guys had maybe outplayed them, or even how did you feel going into that second half after the first half?
Yeah, we were confident. We felt we played a good half, and obviously down one, but we needed a fake punt to put points. But we felt like we were moving the ball and playing pretty good defense. Obviously, JJ made some good plays scrambling, but we were moving the ball. We just needed some touchdowns. I think if we score a couple touchdowns early on instead of field goals, I think it feels a lot different. But I remember in 2017. My freshman year, we played Michigan, and we were up 10-7 at half, and it felt the same way, like we can hang with them, and then obviously didn't win the game. But, we had confidence going into half.
That was Aiden O'Connell. Right over here, please.
Charlie, Coach mentioned kind of the long journey that you've been on to get to this point. Do you feel like you had something to prove coming to Purdue, and why do you feel like you've been able to fit so well with this system?
Question for Charlie.
Yeah, I feel like that was the purpose of making the transition to Purdue, to come in and prove that I'm a receiver and I'm capable of doing that as well as special teams, and just thankful for that opportunity and coming in here and being able to do it with people like these guys.
Anything else for the student athletes, please? Okay, thanks, fellas. We'll dismiss you. Jeff, I think we're going to ask you to take a couple more. Yeah, sorry, Coach. Anything else for Coach Braun? Right here in the front. Yeah, wait for the mic, please.
Michigan's second halves have been kind of magical for them. The running game really gets going in second halves. Talk about what goes into that and what you saw of them turning the corner in the second half.
Well, they do a great job of playing smash mouth football, running the football, running it at you, wearing you out, playing really good defense with it. They came out in the second half, and they just ran a simple play right off the edge. We had a corner right there. He missed the tackle. He went a long ways, but they put a lot of tight ends in, and they make you your secondary tackle. And we didn't tackle a couple times. I thought in the first half we did a pretty good job keeping them in check for the most part. They also got a quarterback who can run around and make some plays, which he did. So I just think they got a really good combination on offense of big physical linemen, great running backs, a lot of really good tight ends, and now a dynamic quarterback where they can score points when they want to, but they're going to wear you out and pound the running game and let their defense help them win as well. So I just think it's good complementary football, and it's a good recipe for a lot of wins, and they're 13-0 now.
Anything else for Coach Braun? Thank you, Jeff. Congratulations on a great season. We will be joined by Michigan Coach Harbaugh, J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Edwards, and Will Johnson. See? It's going to be a few minutes before Michigan arrives. Just a reminder that transcripts of the press conference will be made available online at big10.org/FCG Media. Same thing with postgame notes and also on ASAP. We anticipate Michigan in about 5 minutes. They're here. Michigan is on its way. And just a reminder, we'll be joined by Coach Harbaugh, J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Edwards, and Will Johnson. All right, we will open up with a comments from Coach Harbaugh, and then we'll go to all three of them who are up here. So go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, first I would like to thank the parents of the Michigan Wolverine players for raising such tremendous young men, not just these two super softs right here, but all of them. You know, they just help us win in every way, on the field, off the field, through perseverance, character, and mostly love. It's been that kind of a team. It's beyond culture. It's a brotherhood. Just truly. I know I've talked about it being a happy mission, not a grim mission, but it's been a mission of God. And I want to thank our parents for how they've raised these youngsters. I mean, they're amazing parents, what they've poured into these young men from such an early age, esteeming them when they're young, and all the practices and everything they drove them to and took them to, and just the support and love that they give them. It's an amazing group of players, and I just want the parents to have take a deep, long bow for the kind of young men that they've raised.
Okay, please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you right up here in front, please. Kobe, right here.
Jim, the common thread in your big games is the big rushing yards in the second half. It's all kind of off the charts. Talk about everything that goes into your running game in the second half of these big games.
Question for Coach Harbaugh.
Yeah, it's a really good game plan. It's a really good offensive line, and it's been. I mean, this guy's got 401 yards in the last two games. You want to talk about big games? And this guy comes alive in the big games. You know, and Blake Corum, has been a warrior too. That same way, but I mean, those are two supreme backs. Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, and this guy when it's a big game, I mean, his whole career, whether it was high school, college now, I mean, he just hits another gear. He takes off to another level, and JJ, I mean, he does the same thing in the running game. I mean, pretty dynamic two guys right there. And credit to a lot of places, you know. But yeah, that's what I'd say. You do. That's who you are. You know? 401 yards in the last two games, amazing.
All right, question right here, right up here in the front.
Jim just mentioned it, but JJ, could you speak to the last couple of weeks in winning without Blake and just leaning on other people to get the job done in the ground game?
Question for JJ.
It's just next man up mentality. That's something that we preach no matter who goes down or what position goes down. But at the end of the day, it's like Coach Harbaugh said, it's a brotherhood that leans on each other. And no matter what happens, no matter what adversity we face, we're always going to get through it together with that perseverance he talked about. And it just shows up week by week. I mean, yeah, it would be amazing to have Blake, and it would do wonders for us. But at the end of the day, it's next man up, and we're just going to lean on each other and get through it.
Right.
I just add to that, like, I mean, Blake is so good that it's not a next man up, but when this is the next man up, it's that good. And they're only sophomores.
Right here, Mike.
Yes, Jim, you guys are 25-2, 2 Big Ten championships, 2 rivalry wins since the COVID season. Did having that losing record, I mean, you've obviously had great success before that, but did that change anything about you as a coach that's led to this tremendous success the last 2 seasons?
Question for Jim.
No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think I've changed one bit. I mean, I'm the same as I was before, am now, and I think when you get to this age, you're not going to change. But I really think it's the players I think the players really appreciated that as well. I mean, that there was no change, and it was just we made it about the guys on the team, about getting good at football. I mean, I can guarantee you Ben Herbert hasn't changed any of the 5 years that he's been here, and I point to these two guys. I mean, when they came in, they said, "Coach, we're winning the Big Ten championship. We're beating Ohio State, and we got it." So I think that combination of not changing, I think the guys appreciated that deep down, and having these guys that like football. They like football. They like training. They enjoy each other's company. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that either of these two guys have had a bad day. I mean, they like I'll speak for them, but I think they like the direction of the program. They like the program. They like the opportunity in the program, and I like them back a lot. And I'm proud of them. So proud of them, and that. Talking about JJ and Donovan, but talking about the entire squad. I mean, every guy to a man. So I'll probably step out and let you guys talk to these guys. Otherwise, I'll get a little emotional. Is that okay?
We love it, Coach. We
All
love
right.
it, Coach. We just
You guys. Love you. Thank you.
All right, questions? Question over here, please. Right over here.
Wish we had that.
So Jim talked about this parents on how it helped how it helped you guys become a better family overall. What do you guys feel like Jim Harbaugh has done to both of you guys and your fellow student athletes as a father figure to help you guys grow in your career in education and football?
Donovan, we'll start with you.
He's a great coach. As he just said, he's never changed. And every single day it's just like he comes in the same person. Since my recruitment, I haven't seen him change not once. And he just shows us tremendous love, and he speaks so highly of us, and it's just it makes you want to play for him, It's just it's like you want to play for Coach Harbaugh.
JJ.
I would just say that consistency is something that's really hard to find, and that's a guy who's got it. And everything he does from just a leadership standpoint, a problem solver standpoint, he's to the T. And like Donovan said, it's just genuine, true love. He really does love us like his own sons, and he means that. And that just means a lot, because there's a lot of college football coaches out there that just think of their players as numbers, and he sees us for the human beings that we are, and it's just, you couldn't ask for anything better out of your head coach. I'm going to add one more thing to that. What JJ just said, he'll do anything for us. One of our teammates had a kid, and he said that he'll take the kid in, raise him up.
That's just the type of guy that Coach Harbaugh is. He's a loving guy and a charismatic guy. He has a lot of enthusiasm to him, and he knows how to lead this program.
Right here. Yep.
For both players, you won the Big Ten twice in a row, going back to the playoff. Do you, I assume that experience will help. What do you think about your chances going forward?
JJ, we'll start with you.
I love our chances. You know, last year it was kind of the bright lights. Everything was new, Big Ten championship, college football playoff. But going into the offseason, it gave us so much momentum, and we knew that we could get there and we could get back. And ultimately, this whole offseason, it was about winning it. So at the end of the day, everything's great that happened today, but job's not finished, and we got a lot bigger plans in mind.
Donovan?
Everything he just said.
Okay. Right over here, please.
Haley Jordan, Sports Illustrated Indiana. JJ, for you, I have a nice picture of you here with Aiden O'Connell. He's had a tough week with losing his brother. Can you speak from a quarterback's perspective about his toughness that he demonstrated on the field today?
JJ?
Yeah, I shot him a DM earlier last week, just sending my love and prayers to him and his family. But, I mean, he's from Illinois, and it means a lot just seeing him and what he's done this year and what he's done through his whole career. I mean, that kid's a fighter. He's a fighter. From the get-go, he stepped on campus. And I was just so proud to see him go out there and do his thing and play the sport that he loved. And he didn't shake one bit. And, I mean, that quarterback fraternity, especially like us Illinois QBs, we stick together. We're tight-knit. But I love that guy. I truly do. I'm right beside him with everything he stands for, and I'm just really excited to see what he does with the rest of his career.
I'm sorry, if I could add, I didn't know that his brother died, and I want to send my wishes, my prayers to his family and to him as well.
Right back here.
Donovan, in the first half, I think you had 37 rushing yards. You finished with 185 tonight. Big second half at Ohio State. What is it about crunch time that really gets you going in games?
Like Coach Harbaugh said, I believe.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like Coach Harbaugh said, I believe, like, you know, I rise to those occasions. I thrive for that. Excuse me. You know, it's just easy, too. Like, when I have tremendous teammates that I call my brothers around me, you know, they show me love, they believe in me. And also, too, I believe, like I'm made for the big moments, you know.
Right here. Go ahead.
JJ over here. I know you were there last year in Miami on the field at the end of the game. Donovan, I believe you may have been as well.
Yeah, I was.
When Georgia was celebrating, you guys stood there. You really took it in. How much did that drive you, and how much does that continue to motivate you as you now find yourselves on the verge of being able to compete in that same game again this year?
Me personally, I feel like it drove me so much that this victory tonight doesn't really feel like anything. And that's something that's really hard to come by. I mean, back-to-back Big Ten championships is amazing, but just that feeling that we had last year, this is just in the way of making sure that feeling never happens again. And, yeah, it was just a drive and a fire inside of us that was just ignited, and it's still burning.
We're going to take a few more right here.
For both of you guys, how would you guys feel about a possible rematch against Ohio State?
Donovan?
I mean, bring it on. Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't really know. You know, we play who's on the schedule. It doesn't matter, you know, who the opponent is. We're going to play, you know, whoever's on the schedule.
Please, please, bring it on. I mean, that would be truly a blessing if we get a shot to play those boys again.
Right here.
JJ, I don't know how much you guys face Will Johnson in practice. 2 picks today, ball hawking. Is that what he's like in practice, or what have you seen that he's developed like that?
100%. I mean, he's a freshman that came in that he didn't play like a freshman, and he just had so much God-given ability that was backed up with his tremendous work ethic and his skills. I mean, his skills is top of the charts, but I just can't wait to see him keep growing, keep grooming into the great player he's going to become. And I mean, every day in practice is just a blessing to go up against that guy because he really is the truth. He really is.
Two more right here.
JJ, from the start of the season, there was you working to get the starting quarterback position against Cade McNamara to start things off, and he accomplished the same thing that you guys just accomplished this year, last year. And now to get to this point yourself as one of the leaders of this team this season, just talk about that journey to get to this moment as yourself being the starter and really helping to lead this team to a lot of success.
JJ?
Yeah, the journey's definitely been a roller coaster, you know, just going back to my injury in the offseason, then obviously the competition with Cade. Like, Cade's a great quarterback, and a lot of it at the beginning of the year and in fall camp was just focused on trying to beat him out. And then once I did, it was like, okay, now we got games to win. And it was just that constant kind of bunch of obstacles that just made me improve in every way I possibly can. So I was just super blessed to have that opportunity to be able to compete with a great quarterback like that. But ultimately, it's the team around me. I mean, it's the team around him that brought us to this position, and we couldn't have done it without the other 140-some guys.
Right here in front, Steve.
This is for both Donovan and JJ. Talk about your offensive line, and you've been talking about them all season, but what they did tonight and how they wear people down and how the confidence you have in them.
Donovan?
I have 100% confidence in my line, our line. I love those boys to death, and like they play a full, complete football game, you know, and that just makes it easier, you know. They have trust in me, they have trust in JJ, and everybody else on the team. So, I mean, it's just easy, you know, like running behind those boys.
JJ?
Yeah, it's something we just expect every week because they put it out every week. I mean, I'll say it and keep saying it, best offensive line in the country, hands down. I mean, we're able to pass and run as efficiently as we've been doing all year, and it's all because of them.
That's right. Hey, please give them the Joe Moore Award again, please.
They deserve it.
Come on now, quit playing with them.
Last question right back here.
For both of you guys, Purdue is only an hour away, and yet this game almost felt like a home game for you guys. What was that experience like in that atmosphere, kind of in a home away from home kind of a setting?
Donovan?
Me, you know, it's kind of, this is basically, I'd say this is our home too, you know. We've been here last year, this year, and when we did our like walkthrough yesterday, it was just like, yeah, this is our home right here. So, you know, we were like completely comfortable because a bunch of us like have already played here last year. So, you know, it's just another day in the office.
JJ?
I think it speaks testament to our fan base. You know, it's the greatest fan base in the country. I mean, they travel, like we're out northeast playing in Rutgers, and it feels like a home game. I mean, they do such an amazing job supporting us, and we can't thank them enough.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, and best wishes going forward.
Y'all have a great rest of your night.